Hello and welcome to all our Year 5, soon to be Year 6 parents. My name is Mr. Downs and I'm just putting this video together to give you a little bit more information about the Robinwood trip that is coming up for your children. So as I'm sure you're aware, it's happening in September. As soon as we come back after the summer holidays, it's on the 6th to the 8th of September, which happens to be our very first week back. So the children aren't in school on Monday. They will be on Tuesday. They'll come in for the full day and they will be heading away on the Wednesday to the Friday. So this PowerPoint is going to go through all the key information you need to know, like when your child needs to be at school, when they're going to be collected, how to do that, anything to do with medication, kit lists, all the key information that you need to know just so you're feeling prepared and you know what's going to happen during that trip away. All right, so start off with our group leaders that are going. I have spoken to the children in Year 5 about who their group leaders are and also where their dorms will be as well. So they have a good understanding of that already. If they're unsure about anything, we're happy to go through the information again. But we have 4 groups that are going during the day. So we've got myself, Mr. Downs, I'm the Wood group leader. We've got Miss Whitley, she is the Valley group leader. Miss Buchan's the Hill group leader, Mrs. Barnard is the Desert group leader, Miss Goody is supporting in Desert group, Mrs. Cooney is supporting across all the groups, and then we're also taking Mrs. Lovett for any pastoral support as well. So the children have already been put into those groups. They may have told you that I've already been round and I've spoken to them about a list of key pupils that they want to be with, and we've made sure that every single person has someone, definitely one, if not more, from their list that they want to spend time with in their groups, just so they're with their friends and they're able to have an even nicer time. So these are the group leaders that during the day, and then we've also allocated them dorm rooms at night. The people who they are with in a dorm, they're generally together in their groups as well. But again, the same process is applied, where we took the names on the list and they've got those people in their rooms and their groups. So they should be with their friends, and I'm sure they'll be pleased to tell you who they're with when they come and see you. So, and often a really big question is, what do I need to pack? So we have a kit list sheet. So this is coming home with the children. They will have this, you'll be able to keep hold of it. I'll show it to you on the screen in a moment. It's an extensive list of everything they will need, and there's nothing else that you would need to include in there as well. So really, you need some strong, comfortable shoes. I always just take a good pair of trainers. They do me for the full thing. Some warm clothes in case they need them, some nightwear for them. They need their toiletries that they need to take, but no aerosols. The fire alarms really sensitive, so we need to make sure that anything like that's roll on. And please don't forget your toothbrush. There are spares at Robinwood, but obviously it's ideal if they bring their own. What we're looking for is all to be packed in one bag. It can be a small suitcase or a bag. They're not carrying it around. They don't actually carry it up to their dorm. It gets put in a little bus that carries it for them. So it doesn't matter really what sort of shape or size, or if it has wheels or anything like that. Just everything in one place, and then we'll be able to go from there. So just in a bit more detail, what's really important is there is absolutely no need to go out and buy anything special for the trip to Robinwood. All the specialist equipment is provided for our on-centre activities. So there are activities where they might get wet. There are waterproof clothes already there for them. There are water shoes already there for them. There are harnesses that they would need. There's all the proper and correct equipment that they need for everything. They don't need to go out and buy anything special. That's really what I'm trying to say. It's the kind of clothes that they might just be slightly outgrowing. They might just have a little tear in the knee or something like that. All that kind of thing is absolutely perfect for Robinwood because they're going to get mucky, they're going to get dirty, and they're going to have a great time. So please don't go out and buy anything new, and don't bring anything that they're really precious about, because the chances are that it is going to get a little bit mucky. So you need to have 3 t-shirts with you, not a vest type. 3 sweatshirts or long sleeve tops. These are really good for when they're doing rock climbing, for example, or they do a nightline where they might be crawling just to protect their arms. 3 pairs of trousers. 2 pairs of shorts, mid-thigh or longer for harness comfort. Harnesses can be quite tight, so if they've got some shorts that are a good length, it could just protect their legs a little bit more. 6 pairs of underwear, 6 pairs of socks, 1 pair of trainers, and 1 pair of outdoor shoes boots. It doesn't need to be anything fancy like that. Like I said, I generally take 1 pair of trainers with me, but it's if 1 pair gets wet, then they need something else to be able to use. 2 towels. 1 coat, ideally waterproof, and that's for them to walk to and from the centre. There are waterproof coats at the centre for them to use on activities. 1 warm hat and 1 or sun hat, depending on it. I mean, I would hope that we're looking at a sun hat for the type of year that we're going. A pair of gloves, they might need one. A set of nightwear and 1 bag of toiletries, and it might need to include something like suntan lotion or insect repellent for the time of year that we're going. Hopefully it is nice weather. And a really important one that often gets forgotten is 1 black bin liner. Some of the children on the last day, we don't know what we're doing yet because we haven't had the timetables, but they may have one of the water activities, which means their clothes will be wet. And if we're able to put them in a black bin liner, it means it stops everything else from getting wet. So that's a really important one to remember. Now, this slide will be going home with the children. They've got a printout of it, so you can keep hold of that and help you to pack. But yeah, that's just going through all the key things that you need to use. That's probably our most asked question. What do we need to bring? And that's everything. So, also included in what to pack, what we like them to take is just they can have some food or drink on the bus, but it needs to be really, really limited. So just 1 cereal bar or breakfast biscuits to eat on the bus if they get a little bit hungry. It's about an hour-and-a-half journey to Todmorden where we're going, so they can have a little bit of a snack. And if they want to bring something to drink, it's just a carton or bottle of juice or water on the bus, no glass at all. Now, really important with that, we don't want them to drink loads and loads of water. Again, it is an hour-and-a-half journey, and there aren't any toilet stops on the way. So if they're obviously drinking or a whole bottle of juice all the way, then they're going to be a little bit desperate when we get there. So please limit that to as much as possible. So you're aware, there is limited signal at Robinwood. Staff do have access to landlines. If we do need to contact home, we will call you immediately, but the children do not need mobile phones there, so they should not be taking them. It's a chance to enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the activities, and generally get away from screens, so they're not to bring their mobile phones with them. Cameras are also not permitted at Robinwood. The group leader will take an iPad to be able to take a few photos of the children doing the activities as well. But yeah, so there's no mobile phones and no cameras for the children to bring please. They are allowed to bring a little bit of money with them, so they can bring up to a maximum of £3. So that is just because during the day there is a tuck shop available. So please no more than that. They do limit the amount that they can actually spend because, as I'm sure you can appreciate, they're doing lots of different activities, swinging around, climbing up things, and if they're eating lots of chocolate and sweets and fizzy drinks, then you get some poorly tummies. So it doesn't need to be more than £3. Now, bear in mind, the money is the overall responsibility of your child. So please ensure it is in a suitable container, so some sort of purse or wallet marked with their name on it. And then when they arrive on the day, the group leaders will collect in all the wallets and they'll keep hold of them, keep them safe, and then the children will get given them during the tuck shop time. So please just make sure they are clearly labelled just to avoid any confusion. So key information, getting there. So on the day, on the Wednesday the 6th, the children need to arrive at school for 7:30 a.m. That often causes a few groans from the children, but we're straight onto activity when we get there, so we need to be up and on. So if you're arriving at school for 7:30 a.m. and you come straight in through the main entrance, right? So come directly to reception. They'll let you through into the hall, and then we'll gather in our groups from there. So on that day, as you're coming in, Mrs. Baxter will be available. We are sending home some medical slips, medication slips with the children as well, and that's to fill in any medication that your child may need to take while they are away. So in there you need to have the child's name and the dosage and the instructions for how to take it, as well. If you don't know your child's group leader, we can fill that out on the day. We'll also have some medication forms available on the day as you come in, but we will send them home if you need to take a bit more time to put down exactly what's on there. And then Mrs. Baxter gives all the medication to the group leaders. They keep hold of it throughout the entire time, and then if they have some just before bed, we make sure we administer that in the morning, make sure we administer it, just to make sure that the children obviously get the medication that they need. Now on the day, the bus will leave at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. sharp. We'll be off and on our way. If you'd like to stay around, often parents do, and give them a little wave off, I'm sure they'll appreciate that. But equally, if you need to get off and get on to work, then that's absolutely fine too. But the key part is to make sure you are arriving at school for 7:30 a.m. so we can get everything organised, ready to leave for 8 o'clock. So whilst at Robinwood, I'm sure the children are obviously aware of a lot of these activities, so they do loads of different things. It's an absolutely fantastic trip that they go on. There's a few sort of crystal maze type activities. That's what Quest is, the Dungeon of Doom, the Piranha Pool. But they've also got Crate Challenge, which is a high activity. They get harnessed up and try to build a crate tower with their friends, do a bit of archery. There's another high one as well, the Giant Swing. The zip wire, fairly self-explanatory. The trapeze is where they would climb up and try and jump off in their harness. That's always a really, really good one. They do wall climbing as well. They do nightline, which is a blindfolded activity that the children really enjoy. They do a bit of raft building and a bit of canoeing. They also get a chance to do some caving in a man-made cave as well, and then we do team challenge every night as well, and that's always something that the children really enjoy. So that's just a little bit of a flavour of some of the things that your child will be enjoying while they are there. So coming back, really important that you're aware of that as well. So that is on the Friday. So we set off just after lunch. It's about 2:30 on the Friday. We do let school know when we're about 30 minutes away, and a message does go out on the school app as well, just so you're aware. But normally, depending on our traffic, we normally arrive back at around about 5:30. Sometimes it's been earlier, which is fantastic, and sometimes it's been a little bit later depending on the traffic, but that's generally the time we aim for. So if you just keep an eye on the school app, we will again send out a message so you know. And then it's really important that your child is collected from the car park by an adult. We cannot let them just go home on their own, and obviously they've got suitcases and things like that with them, so you need to come in and collect them. So it's in the main car park just off West Street. We'll have the barrier open so you can all come in, and the children come in, you can all gather them from there and go home. I'm sure they'll be absolutely exhausted and want to go straight to sleep after that. Just finally, just a quick mop up of any paperwork that might be outstanding now. I'm reliably informed that all the medical forms are all back in now, so thank you very much, that's fantastic. Again, pupils are going to get a kit list from this PowerPoint that they can take home with them, and pupils have also received a medication form as well. So please make sure that's completed with what medication it is, what dosage it is, and any direction for the adult administering it. For example, it needs to be after they've eaten on a lunchtime or something along those lines. Again, as it says at the bottom, these will be available on the day for you to use, but if there's maybe a couple of medications that your child needs, then you might need a little bit more time to fill that out. So that's why they're coming home a little bit earlier on. But if you've lost it or forgotten it, they'll be available on the day, and you'll be able to hand that over to an adult, and they can go to your group leaders. So that is all really the key information for our Robinwood trip. The children seem incredibly excited for it, and I know the adults are really excited for it as well. So thank you very much for letting us take your children on this experience. So I've gone through all the key information there that you would need to know, but if there are any other questions about anything, any other concerns that you have, just anything you want to know about, please don't hesitate to contact the office. They will most likely know the answer, but if you need to discuss something further or have more of a query, then we'll be happy to give you a call back. All right, thank you very much for your time. I'm really looking forward to the trip, so thank you very much. Okay, goodbye.